Hey everybody, I'm making this little video to kind of demonstrate learning a technique to help navigate up around the curves of curved edge knives. And this is an old Dexter chef knife, and it's the most curved chef knife I currently have that actually needs to be sharpened. So this is what we're using. It's going to have to do. Um, so basically in my case, my right hand is controlling the angle, and that's this. This would be a zero angle, and this would be, somewhere above zero. So typically, a knife like this, I'm going to sharpen it, around maybe 15, 16 degrees or so. And then when I flip the knife over, it's going to be roughly the same on the other side. But the main thing today is once you have your knife gripped properly in your controlling hand, and you have your approximately correct angle set, then you need to figure out how to get from good contact at the tip to good contact at the heel, or in flatter parts of the blade. And the way that works is that in my case, my right wrist, I'm just going to say the right hand. If you sharpen lefty, you can just reverse everything I'm saying. Your right hand, your right wrist needs to come up and down like this. It's not a lot, but notice that the angle of my right hand, the angle of the bevel, what's setting the bevel angle is not changing. I'm not rolling around this way. I simply go, when I'm at the tip, my right hand is at its highest point, and when I'm down here in the heel, my right hand is at its lowest point. The higher your sharpening angle, the more you're going to have to roll. If I was sharpening this at like 30 degrees, then I'd have to move this much, which is a little more of a motion. The lower your angle, the less you'll have to go up and down. So this is going to get combined. This, of course, our back and forth motion is going to factor into it. But the other thing that's going to happen as your right hand goes up and down is that your left fingers are going to walk their way down the blade so that you're supplying pressure along the length of the blade. And then when you flip the knife, it's going to be the same thing. You see here, my left fingers are just above the edge, ready to supply pressure there. And then as my right hand lowers, I get more into the flat area of the knife. The fingers walk toward the heel, and then the process reverses like that. So you can practice this quite apart from your actual sharpening back and forth motion. You can do this off the stone. You can practice that rock. And the other tip I have for you for navigating the tips and curved belly sections of chef knives like this is to start each pass at the tip. So let's do that. Let's do a couple of passes. I'm setting this at probably about a 15, 16 degree angle. So watch as I go. So I now have good tip contact, and then my left fingers are working their way down, and my right hand has gotten lower until now the flat part of the blade is contacting the stone like that. And so that's one pass. And I've already raised a burr all the way down. So I think I will go ahead and move to the other side so you can see that side in action. So again, I would start at the tip. My right hand, I have my angle set. My right hand's raised up enough that I have good tip contact at the stone. And then I simply go to town there, and my fingers walk their way down. And of course, when you're sharpening this side of the knife, you do have to swing around a little bit so that your handle doesn't hit the stone if you do it that way. and I got a burr all the way down that side, so that was a one passer. So you can, I'll go ahead and do, since that took such a short amount of time, I'll go ahead and pull my 4000 out, and I'll show you basically the same thing now on the 4000. So starting at the tip, right hand is a little elevated, my angle is set, and off I go. This left finger is walking their way slowly down the blade so that I get pressure everywhere that it's needed, like that. Now, after practicing this, you can learn to go heel to heel, back to tip. It's kind of this. Basically, you're making this kind of motion as you go back and forth. So check for a burr here. I love this old knife, by the way. This is an old vintage carbon steel Dexter, and it's nothing fancy at all. It's just a great workhorse, takes a great edge, and I pull this down sometimes to do things that I don't want to risk. Chipping a newer knife, more expensive knife, or knife with harder steel or a thinner edge. And that's pretty much it. If the burr is totally flipped, I didn't quite totally flip it this time, so let's do one more pass on this side just to make sure. So again, starting at the, I'm going to change my direction here just a little so you can see it better. So starting at the tip, left fingers are doing their walk, the right hand lowers and end in the heel. And that's a good basic motion that you can practice. Tip to heel till you raise the burr, flip, tip to heel till you raise the burr. But don't be afraid to just to draw out each individual element of this and practice it. You know, there's nothing wrong with practicing walking your fingers down the blade by itself. Flip the knife over, practice it on this side, and so on. Practice the raising and lowering. You can put your knife on a wider surface, and then you can really practice rocking it and just feel and see that edge contacting your surface all the way tip to heel and back. It's a great drill. So now for deburring, it's kind of the same thing, except now we're just doing light edge trailing strokes just to take that burr off. So again, I like to, on the right side, I like to start at the tip, and as I go forward, you see my right hand lower so that the whole edge contacts the stone. This is very light pressure. And then for the other side, I do prefer to start in the heel, and so I'll start up here again with my angle set, and I'll slowly draw the knife back, and you'll see at the end, as I get close to the tip, again, you see that raising so that the entire edge contacts the stone. So let me just do a few more of those, and then that'll be it for this particular video, because I was just trying to show that, like this. So the right hand comes up close to the tip, the right hand starts high going this way with the tip contact, and then lowers down so I can get the whole edge on the stone. And that just repeats until I'm satisfied that the edge is clean, and then I'll usually hit it on the leather strop to finish it. So that's it. That's one way to do it, I should say. There are other ways, of course. There are always other ways, but that's a basic kind of standard way for controlling angles around curved parts of edges and tips. And I hope that will benefit some of you. So let me know if you found this helpful, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.